Welcome to Heal the World Show podcast, brought to you by the Healing Institute. I'm Pramelia Param. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Healing Institute, and we are an online worldwide hub of holistic practitioners. We are really wanting to make a difference in the world when it comes to health. We want to give people hope. We want people to know that there are ways that they can be well and they can stay well on their health journey. Because let's face it, we're all on a health journey. So let's make it proactive. And that is one of the reasons why I created the Healing Institute and called it an institute, because I'm very passionate about educating people about ways to be well and stay well. And let's make it a proactive wellness society. Let's change that paradigm from a reactive illness society to a proactive wellness society. And you might wonder why this is important to me. Well, we had a tragedy in our family a few years ago, and my mom passed away, and she was only 61. And we discovered that it was due to a medication that she had been on for a very long time that ended up compromising her kidneys. Now, not only was this a tragedy that she died so young, it was right at Christmas. It was December the 15th. I was 5 months pregnant with my son, my first child. So I often think about how, and it was very sad when my children were growing up that they didn't get to meet their grandmother. And that's why I am really passionate about giving people the information and education so they can make conscious choices about their health, so that no other families need to go through the tragedy that we went through. And each week on Heal the World Show podcast, I invite a healer to come and talk about their modality. Today, I am so delighted to have Mary Crawford. Mary Crawford is an energy healer, as well as many other things, which we're going to talk about. And I'm just really, it's so special to have Mary here and talking. We are going to talk about energy healing today, which I was saying earlier is just one of my most favorite topics, because I am an energy healer as well. And we're talking about energy as a superpower, energy healing as a superpower, because October's theme is superpower. So Mary, welcome. Yeah, I'm so delighted to have you here. Tell us
Thank you.
a little bit about you and how you got started on as an energy healer.
Okay, great. Thanks. Really happy to be here, Pamelia. This is really always fun for me to share with, especially with other energy healers, what I do. I've been doing this for over 30 years now. I don't, it's hard to even describe where this all starts, but we're basically tapping into the quantum field, which
Mhm.
everybody has the ability to do if they just allow themselves to be open to it. Tap into that quantum field, connect with other beautiful souls, and get messages. I like to tell people that I read bodies, because what I do is I connect with your body and get messages from your body about what it wants, what it needs, what it doesn't want, what it needs help with. And what I found, I've always been a person who likes to do things quickly and find a better way, faster way to do things. And what I found is that when we connect with a energy, a trauma, something that's going on stuck in the body, just calling it up and recognizing it, we can get rid of it really quickly. So that's kind of a small synopsis of what I do. So,
Well, thank you. Yes. And our bodies are amazing. And it's not something that we're taught as we're growing up to listen to our bodies. But as those of us that are in the healing realm, we know, in the wellness community, we know that our bodies are really the ones that are telling us what's going on, and that
mhm.
we need to listen to that. We need to listen to what's happening. And, if you've got a discomfort somewhere or something's happening, that there's a reason that it's coming, it's showing up. So we just need to listen and then find out what that is. So I love that
Mhm.
you are talking about talking to the bodies, because, our bodies will talk back. They
They
will, in fact, tell
will.
us what's going on.
They always are. Every minute of the day, they're telling us. I mean, you can stand in front of the refrigerator and you can ask your body, does anything in here look good? You know,
Yes.
do you want that apple or would you rather go for a walk? You know, you can be talking to your body constantly. And if you listen, um, it might be the most subtle thing. Like the other day, I got this message, eat a piece of chocolate. And I'm like, okay.
Oh,
And
I
it's
like
just
those
hit.
kinds of messages.
I know. I'm like, just this, I was, just this little, I get these dark chocolate bars and just break off a little square of chocolate. And I thought, okay, fine, eat a piece of chocolate. And I did. And it was like my body just felt that vibration of energy. And that's just what I needed at that moment. Or I might be thinking, okay, I'm a little bit hungry. What do I feel like? And I'll just hear the word water. And so
Mhm.
I'll just go drink a glass of water. Um, but what I do when I check in with people's bodies, I can check in and find, um, what's going on with your thyroid? What's going on with your
Yes.
kidneys? Are they happy? Is there something stuck there? Do we need to clear something? Or one of my favorite things to do is this nutrition scan that I do where I go over the 200 different foods and you have
Mhm.
that page sitting in front of you and I am checking to see what the percentage of benefit is for every single item on that page. So it might be that you're getting apples are 100%, but avocados are only 30%. So we go through
Wonderful. I
that
love
whole
that
list.
process. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so
and you
important.
really get a clear picture of
Mm.
what it is that your body wants, and it can make a big difference if you pay attention and listen to it.
Yes, absolutely. And Marie's got a couple comments here in the chat saying, yes, she wants that message to eat a piece of chocolate. Yum.
Yeah.
Do you use muscle testing when you check in with folks? As I was thinking about that as well, I have seen
Uh-huh.
people standing in the grocery store where they're doing the sway test where,
Mhm.
and I want to just say, no, no, you don't want to eat, don't buy that. But if
Oh,
unless I know them,
absolutely.
I wouldn't be saying anything to them, but yeah.
I do the muscle
Mhm.
testing, do the sway test, but I'm a master dowser and I teach dowsing.
Yes.
And with
Yeah.
dowsing, I love doing the sway test. I love muscle testing. But the thing about dowsing is I can get so much more detailed information. I can get numbers and percentages and frequencies and all of these different things that you can't really get from muscle testing unless you go
And
through a whole long process.
what do you use to do the dosing? Because when I was studying under my energy teacher, over 25 years ago, we used I had a pendulum,
Mhm.
which was a uh, rose quartz crystal. And I had it on a chain. Yeah. And that's what you're using to do the dowsing.
I have many different pendulums. I have one in my pocket. I have one in my purse. I have them all over the house. But when I teach it, I have a specific chart that I really love because I can use it so many different ways. I can use it for frequencies and percentages and just numbers of 1 to 10 or 10 to 100 or whatever. I can use it for yeses and nos and like I can check how many entities are stuck in your house right now and it can give me that information. You could get that information by doing a lot of yes and no questions, but I get it really fast using a chart. And I also use pendulums for going through books. So maybe I have this wheel of different essential oils. I can use a pendulum to get an oil really quick that has a message for you, or is something your body is asking for. I can go through the phone book and pick a doctor
Mhm.
that is going to be in harmony with me by using dowsing with the pendulum. So, but I also use dowsing rods if I'm going to be like going out in the yard and finding where underground ley lines are or
Mhm.
underground pipes or things or if I'm asking um, my garden where this particular plant wants to be planted, the dowsing
Right.
rods can pinpoint a specific spot for me. So,
Yes, most definitely. And a lot of what we don't understand is that it's all energy. and we all have energy. There's energy in the world. So, when I first started using a pendulum, it was just amazing to me. Once I figured out what my yes and my no was, that it worked so well and so easily. And I know other people that I have introduced to using a pendulum to get some answers. Yeah, it's because we are energy, and so it's just picking up on our energy. Marie has a question about dowsing,
Mhm.
over Zoom.
Yeah. Um, okay. So yes, dowsing, all of my work is virtual, pretty much all of
Mhm.
my work. I've been doing this for 3 decades before there was internet. So it was over the phone before that.
Mhm.
Um, so yes, it's virtual. It's basically tapping into the quantum field for people. And and I only do that with their permission
Yes,
and with
right,
intention.
right.
So your energy follows your intention. So yes, dowsing over Zoom works fine. And she had another question about plants.
Yeah.
Um,
Can dowsing tell
that
a person why a particular plant died? I thought there's an
um,
app for that now.
okay, so for that one, okay, so that would be more of like of a psychic question, you know, if you had let's say you have 3 different possibilities, dowsing could tell you which one of those is correct, if any of them. But dowsing is not going to give you words. You have to have a question that you ask first. So was it aphids? Was it poor water? Was it the soil wasn't correct? You can ask those kinds of questions with dowsing, and then you can drill down farther. If the soil wasn't correct, was it too acidic? Was it too alkaline? You can ask questions that way and use dowsing to get that kind of information. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer. Or you can just buy that app. That apparently is on your phone and you can hold it up against the plant. I haven't got that app, but I see
I've
ads
heard
all the
about it.
time for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess
let's
that's a
talk about
possibility.
your animal communication, because that is very close to my heart as well. The work that I do with Body Code, I work with animals and children, with permission, of course. The children I need permission from their parents, and for
Mhm.
animals need a permission from their owners. So,
Mhm.
so yeah, explain a little bit to us about how you work with animals.
Um, e- okay, so there's so many different ways to work with animals. Sometimes animals come to me because they have something that they're trying to tell their owner and their owner's not getting the information.
Okay. Mhm.
And so they'll come to me and they'll say, um, for instance, there was a cat that was trying to tell its owner that something in the house was really bad energy and they needed to get rid of it. And the owner just, they had no idea what this cat was trying to tell them. And when I connected with the cat, I was able to get that information across to the owner quickly. And not only that, but I was able to clear the bad energy from the item, and and then it was no longer a problem.
Yes,
So
our animals are sometimes even more tuned into energy than we are.
totally.
Mhm.
Oh, absolutely. And cats are so interesting because they can tune into energy so quickly. I have a sister whose cat is sometimes acting crazy, and I say, well, there's something in the house that it doesn't like and it wants you
Mhm.
to know that it's there,
Mhm.
and so you need to do a smudging or you need to do a clearing, to get rid of that energy. um I love talking to horses. Horses are so profound. They usually come through with these really amazing um predictions or information for their owners, things that they want to happen in their life, that they're telling you, 5 years from now you're going to have 3 children, and I'm going to be working with them and helping train them. It's like,
Wow. Yes.
yeah, it's really fun. And then I've had dogs who have been through very traumatic situations,
Mm.
um, and they're holding on, not so much as they're holding on to that trauma, but it's just a little bit stuck in the muscles or some
Mhm.
organ in their body.
Mhm.
And so we help them find it and release it. And fear. I had one dog that was afraid to go downstairs.
Mm.
Um, and it was a big dog. And every time that the dog needed to go downstairs, the owner had to carry this dog down the
Oh
stairs.
my gosh. Yeah.
And I was like, that was hard. And it turns out it had fallen down the stairs when it was a puppy. And so we clear that energy, but we also put in, when you take out an energy, you also want to put in
Yes.
the opposite. You want to put in
Right.
the good information. You're safe, you're strong, you're balanced, you're completely okay, and you can trust yourself, and the stairs aren't going to hurt you. And from that moment on, the dog was fine going down the stairs. So,
Yes, it's very interesting when I've worked with animals who have some have had trauma with previous owners, and so
mhm,
now their trust has been compromised, and so
mhm.
they need to develop a trust with the new owners. I did work with a kitten who hadn't been traumatized, but she had been neglected
Oh,
because the mother cat um it was like her 10th litter. So she was
okay.
done. She wasn't in the nurturing, wanting to nurture this last litter that she had. I don't know if it was the last litter. But that's where we released, the loneliness, longing, anxiety, some of those emotions that were keeping the kitten from not being as friendly as their owners wanted it to be, because their previous cat
Right,
had been very
right.
cuddly and snuggly, and couldn't understand why this kitten wasn't doing that.
Mhm,
So yeah, exactly. Our animals are so very tuned into energy, even sometimes more
mhm.
so than we are, or they get
Oh,
it ahead of
totally.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think always more than we are sometimes.
Marie's got a question about, do you practice animal communication along with the energy healing?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm first of all getting the animals permission,
Mhm.
letting them, having that communication with them so that they can trust me and tell me what's going on.
Mhm.
Let me know. Usually it's not so much in words as it is in feelings or pictures that they're showing me. Well, there's something with my right, left foot
Mhm.
that's hurting, and I don't know what it is, or I wish they wouldn't give me that food, or I wish they would not
Mhm.
use that tone of voice with me, or they're things that they never thought they could ever say to a
Yes.
human, and they're so grateful to
Yeah.
have somebody to
And
listen to
I know
them.
Marie, yeah, exactly. And I know Marie has two cats. One cat she's
Mhm.
had for quite a while, and then Charlie Gray showed up on the doorstep not that long ago and was being really pretty mischievous to the other cat, to Zorka. And what we have come to the conclusion over the last couple of months, when Zorka was having some health issues, that Charlie Gray was trying to actually communicate and tell Marie
Mhm.
that there was a something
Absolutely.
physical going on with Zorka.
Yeah.
So
I
um,
have seen that a lot where two animals that are close, one will really try to tell you that there's something going on with the other one.
well, and at
Or
first we thought that Charlie Gray was just being a youngster, and he was kind of bugging
mm,
Zorka, but over time, and some Marie and I talked quite a bit, so she said, don't you think it was because Charlie was trying to tell us that there
mhm,
was something he already picked up on, that there was something physically not right with Zorka? And I said, oh yeah,
mhm,
absolutely. I think that is a
yeah,
very good way of describing it. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
And I
when
do
your
have,
when your animals are what we would call misbehaving, they're trying to get our attention.
they're trying to tell you something, yes, because it's not in their nature to misbehave. I mean, they want you to be happy. They want to
Mhm.
please you. They want you to know that they love you. And if they're doing something out of character, it's always because there's something else going on. There's something wrong, and they're trying to let you know. So, yeah.
Well, that I love that message. That's a great message for our audience. Now, Mary, when let's go back to people. When people are working with you, when you're doing some energy work with people, our audience always likes to know, what would be their results that they might see. So if you can give us some examples of some of the clients that you've worked with.
Okay. Well, there's so many, as you can imagine, over 30 years.
Yes.
It can be as simple as I slept through the night for the first time
Mm.
in months, you know,
Mhm.
or I lost all this weight and I didn't even know, I didn't change anything in my diet, but I started losing weight. Or I just feel so much lighter. I get up in the morning and
Energetically.
I don't feel heavy anymore. I don't feel, it's easy to get out of bed in the morning. I'm looking forward to my day now. Um, One of the things I really love working with people on is breaking through those things that are blocking you in your work or in your relationships or in your goals, whether your goal is to create or advance your business or to develop a really great relationship or lose weight. There's something that keeps pushing you down or
Right.
blocking you.
Mhm.
And so I've developed this program where I help you determine what exactly those things are, and we can switch them, we can turn them off. I use EFT, I do use some emotion code and body code. I've got other parts of that I bring in. I work with the little child, releasing trauma. I go into past life energy, I go into ancestral beliefs and things, and we can find what it is that's holding you back from reaching that goal. And people just find, I mean, that's why I call it the joy of being well, because
Yes.
there's joy in being well. There's joy in having a good life and a happy life and a healthy life.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I think one of the things that's come to me in just like the past 6 months really is that we need to reach people where they are. And I
Yes.
find that many people are not really ready for the emotional energy work. And so I start with the body. What does your
Mhm.
body want? And
Mhm.
and it might be that we look at the food, like I said, going through all the different foods and getting really specific ideas of what your body wants. But a lot of times I find that your body is overloaded with toxins.
Oh,
We
yes.
live in a really toxic world. We live in, breathing, eating, you can be as healthy a eater as you can possibly be and still have an overload of toxins in your body. So I use some physical products, and you'll find those at the marysapothecary.shop website. But I find that if we can get people to feel good in their body, then we can move on to the emotional, energetic stuff much more easily
Yes.
because they're ready for it.
And usually it's our body's physical, our physicality that is going to tell us there's not something quite right. So
Right.
that's what's showing up, that discomfort,
Mhm. Mhm.
or that ache, or all of a sudden you wake up one day and you have to limp and you're limping. It's our bodies communicating with us. And for
Mhm.
so many years, with the medical model that we've been raised on, you would go to the doctor to have the doctor fix you, and all you got normally was a prescription of some kind, which
Mhm.
really didn't get to the root cause of what was going on. And
Right.
so now we have such a generations of people who are ill just because they haven't been able to find exactly what it was that was going on with them. So I agree with you 100%. Talking to the
Yeah.
body first, talking to the physicality, will then the body will allow the emotions to start to show up. When I do
Yeah.
work
And
with my clients on body code, oftentimes at the end of the session, they feel lighter. They say they feel
mhm.
like, they're overall, um, and it's because we've released these balls of negative energy, these trapped
Mhm.
emotions. And I go,
Yeah.
we release them out of your subconscious, but we also release them out of your physical body. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. And, I do believe, while the energy work is really, really powerful, I do believe that sometimes, we really need to be on a 3D level with the body
Mhm.
and bring in some physical products or physical remedies to help. I'm not a big medicine person. I've studied herbology and nutrition and essential oils and all these things since the 70s. Um, and I know that the earth is giving us all of these tools to help our bodies
Yes.
heal.
Yeah.
So I believe in using those tools on a physical level as well as doing the emotional energy work on that energy higher level. So I
Yeah,
combine
I,
all of
I
that.
agree with you. We do need those supplements, let's say, for want of a better word, and I'm not on any medication, but I do use supplements because I want to heal my cells on the inside and the outside, and I want to be as healthy as possible. That's the
Mhm.
education I want to be able to offer to people. And also the
Yeah.
fact that we have holistic practitioners on our website on the Healing Institute hub that do interact with clients to get to the root cause of what's going on. So Marie has a great comment here. She said it was her body issues that triggered her own search for healing back in 2014. And the body reflects the emotions, but we can't get to the emotions in a sick body. So true.
Right,
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
And so that's the thing is not everybody, if they're so much in pain or illness or feeling weak, it's really hard for them sometimes to tune into the
Mhm,
energy of what's
mhm.
going on. And so that's why I start with the physical body. Let's get rid of the toxins. Let's clear your body out. Let's give it the support it needs. And then we can move into that emotional level of what's being triggered, what's causing the upsets. Um, but yeah, again, we live in a really toxic world. It's so different than when I was a kid. I mean, it was a different world back then. And when my
Mhm.
parents were children, it was, food was food and it was nutritious and it was good for you.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
not that way
my
anymore.
my mother grew up on a farm. So as a farm girl, she brought that into our life, my sister and
Mhm,
I, and always had a vegetable garden in even though we lived in the city, she always had a vegetable garden. She always had fruit, the raspberries and the strawberries and the blueberries and we ate very good whole food. We had no idea that, there was modified food
mhm,
that and then of course, a lot of the fast, let's do it fast and quick. Then you get into that processed food, which
mhm,
then you have to be consciously aware that you could be, that could be having some issues. Well, I can't believe we're at the bottom of our half hour already. So this has just been remarkable. I just want people to know they can connect with Mary at Mary at thejoyofwellbeing.com.
Joy
And
of being
then
well.
Joy of Being Well, sorry, the joyofbeingwell.com. I've got that. We'll put that when I send out the replay on LinkedIn later this afternoon. I'll make sure I put all of your contact information, and also check in with um, Mary's website. She has two. She has the joyofbeingwell.com and then Mary's apothecary.shop. And that's where you'll find heal your body, heal your mind. I love that. Mary's Apothecary. It rhymes. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's it. And there's a free discovery call too. So if you're just,
Yes,
I think it's important to build that trust before you start working with somebody. So if you're curious, get the free discovery call and we can chat and find out
absolutely. And I'll
what
make
your
sure that
body
I
wants.
put that in the comments as well. So that's a link that will take you to a free discovery call and connect with Mary and have a chat with her and just see. I know she'll be able to assist you in many different ways as we've discussed today. So, you know, we have a big ask. We have a big vision. We really want to make an impact on health in the world. And we have this fabulous community of holistic practitioners, as well as the people that I invite to be part of my podcast every week. Our motto on the Healing Institute is service with love. And I just wanted you to be introduced to another amazing healer. You've met her today, Mary Crawford. Thank you so much, Mary.
Thanks, Pamelia. I loved it. It's great to chat with you always.
Always, yes. All right. So we'll see everyone next week on Heal the World Show podcast. Have a great week.
Bye.